hope 2023 is a better year for many, many people. I thought I would just jump on live. Oops, let me remove my cover cards here. I thought I would jump on live to go through some do's and some don'ts about when you're a reader. I had a fantastic question posed to me the other day by someone who's purchased Curiosity from me. And I thought I'll go over some of the do's and don'ts as a reader. Now, if you're coming through from Facebook, please say hello. I would love to see you. I don't know why. Oh, hello, Kez. Lovely to see you, darling. I'm trying to get this thing. It's been a while since I've been on here live. And I thought, oh, hello, Leah. Happy New Year. It just says Facebook user. So if you're coming through Facebook, I think it happens when it's coming through the T reading group. It doesn't actually give me your name. So Jenny Penny, lovely to see you. I thought I would jump on live. It's been a long, long time since I've been live. And I thought, what better time to do it? And so I thought I'll have a waffle, and I hope you've all had a good start to the new year. And I was just saying, I had a question asked of me the other day from a lady who was asking about what do you do when you have a client that asks you about health questions. And I thought, great topic. Oh, hello, Anne-Marie. Happy New Year, darling. Jess, hello. And I thought it's a really good topic when you've got a health question. The first thing is there are many significator symbols you can use for health symbols. Hello, Fervent. You can, the main topic card in health symbols in my T cards is actually a cane. So I'll just bring out the cane, wherever it is. It'll be down the bottom. And it's like I explained to this lady, there's the canes. You would use the cane as your significator card if you were doing a health reading. I'm just using my Alice Minis. It's just one of my favourite decks, that's all. So what happens when you've got a client who's asking about health? The very biggest thing I'm going to say is you must always outline, number one, that you're not a doctor. I've just realised my mat's upside down. So you've got a ghosted angel in the background of this one, which isn't lovely. Sorry, it's velvet. You've got to pat it like a cat. And the first thing is, if you've got a client about health readings, is you must first and foremost tell them you're not a doctor. We can look and only see what messages from spirit they are, but it does come with some waivers. So if you've got a client that's asking about the health, it is a very, very touchy subject. If you were reading, I'll just leave that out for a minute. Say you were reading a box of 9 and they want to know about health. So we'll just lay out a box of 9. All right, just make sure I'm trying to keep you in frame here. So you've got a box of 9 and you've got your options when you've got a box of 9, whether you just want to see what cards fall out or whether you want to pull out and place your topic card, your health card in the centre. It doesn't really matter. Me personally, I would rather see what the cards fall rather than pull out the significator card to look at health here. And when reading boxes of 9s they're read in so many different ways and they can be really confusing to some people. And I always say the best way is what your centre focal point is. you relate it into all little mini sentences. Now, this also goes the same process if you're a Lenormand reader or you even read tarot cards. Me personally, I couldn't read a tarot card to save myself, so I'm not even going to go down that path. But they are similar processes where you would do your box of 9, whether it's tarot or Lenormand. And the first thing is you string these all as mini sentences. So if I had a client who's asking me about health here and I see this here, the first thing is I'm going to go, oh shit, sorry, we're Australian, we do swear. And I'd look at that and think, oh shit, there's lots of problems, number one. And then I'm looking here at the cross and I'm thinking there is some really big problems. You've got here complex problems here that may appear good sometimes, may appear bad. Here can be a female entity, so it could tell me it's something wrong with the female side of the family or reproductive. There again is a oh shit moment. Like I said, I'd really be glad if I had a client like this. I would think, oh my God. Tornado and mountain would still tell me difficulties. Ring here, something's got a hold of them. Dragon here, they need the power and strength to get through. So they would be my mini assumption of what I would see. Now, the biggest trick in here is how do you deliver such a shit message? Now, my father, who's been gone nearly 18 years now, I know, Elaine, I can hear you laughing over there. If I had this here, I would, like I said, I'd do my massive rapid speed mini assumptions and think, oh, holy shit, do I want to chuck these out and reshuffle? Can't do that when you've got a client. So how do you deliver this messy we call it this shit sandwich, basically. Now, my dear father used to say, if you've got to deliver a shit sandwich, you sugarcoat it both sides. So what it means is make it sweeter both on the bottom and the top before you deliver the shit. So, and that's really telling you very bluntly how you have to be careful on what you say to a client. So we're going to say my pretend client has drawn these cards and they're sitting opposite me and they're saying, can you give me a lowdown on my health as a reading? First thing I'm looking at here is tornado with the first sentence. I'll say, you've had a lot of turmoil that's going on in your health. It tells me there's been a lot of ups and downs. These can be near misses. So you may have had a diagnosis where they've first told you something all doom and gloom and mayhem, but then once you've got through all the testing and so on, it's not as severe as what they first thought. That's from my first card. That's what I will say. Now I'm talking to the client. So when I see tornado and cross here, would still tell me, I look at this and my feeling is that you may have even lost some family members, and this can tell me there is some genetic health problems where you've had and experienced losses. The other end of it here with the grave would tell me again, you really need to look after yourself, because literally if you don't, if you keep going at this pace, this is not a good outcome for you with your health. Your tornado and your triangle would tell me you've got very complex medical issues going on, and they can happen as a triangle in 3 main areas of your life. It could be in the physical, it could be in the mental, and it can be even in the emotional health in where we are going. So we have the tornado and the monkey. Monkey is the trickster, which tells me again, you may have had a positive result that's really negative. So again, it's a hit and miss. Here would tell me, look very closely on anything to do with female-related illnesses, or if my client's a male, anything from your mother's side of the family, because cats are often seen as a female entity, not a male entity. The tornado and the grave, as I said, you've got an entry card here and an exit card here, which are both shit cards as far as health, which still tells me get the load off your back because it will pull you under. The tornado and the mountain still tells me, though, you're not through the worst of it yet. There would still tell me you've still got a long way to go in this health journey and the quest in doing things for the better for yourself. The ring here would tell me you need to focus on what is positive and what is it that you can stick to as a commitment. So if this person's there and says, oh yes, I've got polycystic ovary problems and it's bugged me for so many years and so on, there would tell me you've got the commitment here to make changes to try and improve what you possibly can to assist this with the problems that you've got. The dragon here would tell me they also need to have a lot more strength and a lot more stamina in around when it comes to their health and well-being. So that is a very big shit sandwich from my summary, but you see how I've delivered that in a different way, where you'll get readers, and I've seen it so many times on live, and I just sit back on TikTok and laugh like anything because it seems to be pop up, five and dime readers there galore who have zero experience with dealing with clients in a face-to-face or personal situation. And they've got no idea. And if you got these cards as a pop-up reader, they are likely to turn around and say, no, you're going to end up dead from this because I can't see any positive or any good from this, where you must not ever have those that intention, that mindset as a reader. Yeah, I agree with you, Fervin. It's really dangerous, and this is the thing. And I wish I had the millions of following, but I don't, to really get this message out there, because there are so many very inexperienced people who will there and they hold them up in their shingles and they'll say, I always tell the truth. I'm telling the truth too, but it's how you deliver that truth. Do I turn around and say, oh shit, you're going to go under and you're going to die from this? We can't predict that. We're not gods to say, you're going to die from this. I can see you've got some tough battles, so I can see where it's coming from, but I can also see how you can improve it. And that is the main thing when you have shit readings to give to people. Now, I wouldn't just stop at that. Because again, these here, I would want a lot more information. And this is where I would probably shuffle through. And I would layering on this grave. Frog for number 1 would tell me that's a brilliant card, because it tells me once you offload what's weighing you down, you've got whole new energy. And frog is a symbol that is what is bad that can be good and what is good that can go bad. It can go both ways. But a frog over there would tell me this is really, really good. I would also layer up here on the cross. Scales tells me again, something is out of balance in your life. Is it that you're the one out of balance where you're not being proactive enough in your health and well-being? Are you all work and no play? So that's again another important area to look at. So when there is a really negative card, I always say, don't stay stuck on that negative card. I want you to layer on it. And you can layer, again, other things. Mask here. Why is it you're going around with your blinkers on? And I'd actually pose that question to my client. I'd look at that and say, get your head out of the sand. Because if you are got your head in the sand and think, I don't want to know, how can you be proactive in making things better? So that's a big thing to me. And you can use charms as well. If you've got charms, I would do the same. I would layer a couple of charms up here. I've got the car and I've got the telephone. So it would tell me make appointments for progression to move forward. So because these are really, really important. So, thanks, Lisa Lee. Because they are important things for you to how you deliver shit messages. Another problematic one that I see all the time, like I said, all over these five and dime readers on TikTok, which honestly, I wish there was some sort of legislation about it, because it's almost like everyone's thought, oh, you can make a lot of money being a reader, and they're scamming. It's no other word, they're just scamming. So, those of you I know here who have been very long-term readers, and you've probably put so much effort, energy, money, courses, travel, books, cards, whatever it is, you commit to do something and you commit to do it right. So, hello from Oregon. So it must be very early morning there. Another question that I see a lot, and I'll do it again as a 9, is where clients will come and they'll say, I think my husband's having an affair. And again, I see this all the time, and you look at cards and you see these pop-up readers and they'll look at these and say, yep, he's got someone there and they're probably at work or something, which is not true. 9 times out of 10, when someone suspects the partner of cheating, I can guarantee you 99% of the time they're not cheating. They're either workaholics, they can be sports mad nuts, they put their friends as a priority, or there's even interfering family members. They're not always someone in the cupboard and, as the hot wild lover. So again, if I had my client sitting here saying, I think he's having an affair, what can you do? And you would look at the frog in your mini sentences, and you as the reader will already scan over those in 5 seconds flat. Well, I know I do. And I'll already work out exactly what's going on. I would look at that and say, you've got interfering family people. There's too much reliance on others in your relationship. I'd look at that and say, more than likely, you've got a mother-in-law. Yes, your partner is probably very, very charismatic type person, and people may take that the wrong way. But I'd look at this and say, no, your partner's not cheating. So people will look at me and say, how do you come to that equation? Your frog is your restlessness, which is the person who's restless, worried about, are they going to cheat on me, are they not? The house here is telling me it's to do with family. Cane here tells me it's like they're trying to support too many other people when the partner probably needs to support you as the partner rather than the family. The triangle here would still tell me, again with this family here, because you've got balloon, which means pressure, and there would tell me family pressure, and it's like you're married to 2 people, not 1 person, which tells me you've not just married your husband, you've married his family as well. So the moon here would tell me you need to put in a lot more emotion into your relationship. The butterfly tells me, again, emotions, and butterfly would tell me your husband's a very charismatic person. He may need to do that because of his job, and that will get him great kudos as far as he goes in his career, but it makes you mistrust them. But I see nothing here that tells me that your husband has another lover, because there would tell me it's interfering family. So always be cautious on what you say when someone poses a question, is my partner cheating? Because 99% of the time they're not. They are either working around the clock to provide for the family, or they've got family parents who are, got big commitments on them, and so on. So, or they're sports mad, and we used to call them workshop widows, which is where they love to go and play in the garage with whatever tools or cars or motorbikes, and prefer to be out there rather than inside with you. And it's not to take that personally. That may be just their way to chill out from the stresses of their day. So always remember, like I said, if you've got to deliver a shit sandwich, sugarcoat it both sides. Always remember that. That comes from my father. Hang on, I just need a drink. So, hello, Kim. Lovely to see you. Yes, it's been a long time since I've been on lives. I've had last year, sadly, 4 back surgeries, but I think I've finally got it right this time. My last back surgery was mid-November, so it's about, 6-7 weeks ago now. So I'm finally able to stand upright for about 7 or 8 hours now, which is really good. So is there anyone here would like a reading, So pose a question to me. I would love to. While I can stand for a little while, I can do so. Yes, Fervent, it was I've had spinal cord surgery. While I'm waiting for people to post me questions, I'll tell you what happened. I actually had a bad fall here in my tea room over a year ago. It was October 21 actually, and what had happened was I fell in the tea room here and I broke my coccyx bone. And so what happened when I broke my coccyx bone, I'd done so much nerve damage and they couldn't actually fix the nerve damage. So the only option was to have what they call a spinal cord stimulator. I'm just looking for my notebook. And so they put in a spinal cord stimulator, and the problem was I had 3, and then they ended up what they call lead migration. The leads that was up my spinal cord ended up slipping down the spinal cord, and so it stopped working. Yeah. So my surgery that I had in November was I had to have what they call laminectomy. So they removed 2 fronts of vertebrae and anchored these, what they call a paddle lead, into the vertebrae up in my T9 and T10. And then the leads go down my back, and then they're plugged into a generator which is implanted in my hip. So people laugh because I have to actually sit on a wireless charger every day. So, and no, it doesn't vibrate, and no, it don't feel anything, but it's kind of funny. So I do sit on a charger every day. So now I'll just go through I'll try and get my questions because it doesn't always let me scan. So where are we? I'll just scribble these down while I'm there. Hidden path. So I've got Kim Wilson. Lost. We'll come to that one. Jess. My writing is terrible. Jess Luna. Moving house. I've got a head like a sieve, sorry, so I'll have to write it down, otherwise I'm really hopeless. Lisa Booker. Sorry, Booker. Wedding family. Right, for this year. Alexa. I hope I've got that saying that right, Alexa. Charm casting. Charm casting is an amazing form of divination. Fervent. BK's girlfriend loves him. We're getting into, again, uncharted waters there because that's a third-party reading. So I'll have a look and see her intentions. Miriam. Career. Now, someone's asking me, you'll know, Facebook user, because Facebook, if you're coming through the group, doesn't tell me your name, but you've got something about event going to go on 8th of March. So I don't know who it is, but you'll know about your event on the 8th of March. 8th of March, because it doesn't show me for some reason. Cindy, thank you, Cindy, for that. What would you like to know, Cindy? So if you've got a question, would be lovely. Lee Edwards. Sorry, I thought I'll write all this down first because, like I said, I'll end up, I've got a head like a fish. So, Oh, hello, Kate. Lovely to see you. So you're the gal on your event on the 8th of March. Kate Denning. Lovely to see you, darling. Is it warm up where you are today? So let me go for, okay, there's my cards. Okie doke. So I've got Kim Wilson first, who's just feeling a little bit lost. And you know what card I'm going to use for direction is the cherries. So I'm going to go through and find the cherries, and I'm going to draw out 2 cards before it and 2 cards after it, because cherries in T symbols, it's a bit like crossroads symbols in Lenormand, and it means the choices or the directions that you are heading. Where is it? Cherries. Aha, so cherries. So I'm going 2 cards before and 2 cards after. Okay, we've had some cool days. That is unusual for Queensland. Yeah. So, Kim, your direction there would tell me you need to literally come out of hiding. You've got 2 cards here that tell me where you're probably shut down for a while. I look at that and say you're probably feeling a bit low. Here with the mushroom again tells me you're actually right on the cusp of rapid growth. And a mushroom is a beautiful symbol to say, get out now while you can get some major growth, because there it's almost like you've been hiding under a blanket for a while. The frog here again tells me the time for action is now, because it often means don't just sit there and enjoy the sun, yes, but there would tell me though you need to action things. You being lost here, I'm hesitant to say it, but I look at this here and say, is there something that's been pulling your emotions down? Because mushroom can be where your mood is low. And we often look at mushroom to say, are you looking at what you are ingesting as far as food and dietary concerns? And even when it comes down to medications or anything of natural therapies, because there it tells me you're ready for the growth and it's time to sort of pull out that plug and do so. Because there I'd say, yes, you've been under the rock for too long and you've got a lot of growth, heaps of growths. These are lovely, because the hourglass again tells me quit wasting time. And the mermaid here would tell me start putting into place some of those dreams and wishes that you probably sat on for quite a while. And I look at those and say, no, it's time for change, and it's time for you to action the change now. So I hope that helps a little bit, Kim. Now, let me go on to the next. Now, I just saw 2023 Cindy. I'm just writing that down. And of the male species kind, yeah. Liska Zulu, you have to have a question, Dan, so tell me what you would like. And Yanni Napul as well, if you can, please. Right, so I have Jess Luna, who's looking at moving house. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull out the physical house and we will see what's before it and what is after it. These are just quick ways to do readings. It's just pull out the cards. Okay, there's the house. So 2 that way and 2 in front of it. Now it's a directional card, this one. So here would tell me, behind it would tell me you've been reluctant to change. The tunnel here would tell me you're probably wanting to, and the ship tells me trying to action it has been really slow. But these here are actually really good for you to look at change or moving house. The moon here would tell me, though, make sure you are absolutely in touch with the place that you go to. Now, whether you buy or whether you rent, you need to be able to walk into the door of that place and say, this feels right. emotionally. The moon would also tell me make sure it's a house full of lots of light, not just night light, but lots of light, because moon is a light source, which means you need lots of light for positivity. The treasure chest here would still tell me, though, moving to a property, that is either worth a lot of money, and it can be where it may cost you a little more than you anticipated. But these moving forward actually tell me really good signs as far as moving house or moving location. I'm just trying to find my dice. Dices are really great for looking at timings and so on. You've got a number 7, and the number 7 would tell me anything from 7 weeks to 7 months. So you do look at weeks and months, would tell me good optimal time to look at change or looking at moving. So that is really important. The number 7 itself as well, though, is very important too, because it means, again, like the moon, you must feel the house is a spiritual home for you. So I've got, who have I got next? Lisa Brooker. Is there a wedding in the family this year? So the number and the light is major problem. It is Jess, you know what? I live in house number 7, and this is my second house with number 7. Didn't plan it, but it's actually the most positive number that you can actually get. And my actual street name is named after an ocean goddess. So I've got a double whammy. So I've got the lucky 7 as well as the street name as well. Yeah. So now let me just pencil that out. Right. Let me have a look. Sorry, I've got to have a drink. I'm just adding a couple of people here. Sula, lovely to see you, Sula. Overseas trip. Yeah, I was actually thinking the same too. Whether we should look at travel this year, not sure. Nika, I think it's pronounced Nika. Sorry if it's, relationship. So is this an existing relationship, Nika, or one you are looking at? And Yanni, Vincent, you getting to know an operation with Turkey on and off, what his intentions are. So it's Vincent's intentions. Sorry. I tend to write in my funny shorthand. Right, so Lisa, we're looking to see if there's a wedding in the family this year. So we need to find the ring card and then we'll have a look. So, ring. Like I said, it'll be at the bottom. It always is. It's Murphy's Law. Ring. Oh my. Oops. And I've got 50 cards to go through, so that's why there's so many. Where's my ring? There's my ring. So ring, 2 cards, and the 2 cards after it. Right, ring is a directional card again, looking to the left. There would tell me there is a celebration in the family this year because you've got ring as the marriage. Fish is abundance and tree is family, which tells me there is a family celebration. Dancer and teacups would tell me again lots of chatter and gatherings together. I'd look at that and say, yeah, there is a wedding this year. And that's actually really lovely to see because you've got family, abundance, commitment, joy and happy with lots of celebrations and people together. So that's really, really ideal. So yes, there is a wedding this year. So I've got Lisa who's wanting to know about her charm casting future. I love charm casting and I have a massive, that's just my kits I sell. That's 2 lots in there. That's the starter kit and the add-on kit. But that is my personal collection, which I have no idea how many's in there. There's a lot. Yeah, so, because I have everything in there. So, Alexa, what's going on with your charm casting job or your love of it? I'm actually going to pull the Tower, because Tower is about success, and then we'll look at it on either side. So, what's that one thing? Tower, and then I'll draw the cards either side it. Oops. Tower. Don't ask me why they're always at the bottom. So if someone can write a stop on the bottom there, because I can't take any more questions than that, I won't be able to stand that long, because I stand when I do this, and I'm already starting to feel it in my back. So, Alexa, you've got your Tower is a directional card which moves to the right. The mouse and the tree here would tell me, why do you keep it so hidden? Because I look at that there and say, you need to flaunt it more, you need to not hide it. I'd look at these and say it's like you're a little bit scared to tell people or to show people what you do. The bat and the question mark would tell me, have no doubts at all in what you are doing. The bat there is very smart, very clever, and it means use your head wisely. I'd say you've got a great future ahead with these, but it is very important, though, that you're not afraid to show people what you do and your love and joy for it, because there would tell me you keep second guessing yourself. Balloon there would tell me let go of the stress and just enjoy the ride. So these are good for you, but yeah, don't be afraid to actually speak up about it and tell people that you love doing these things. So, which is really, really good. I just want to put, I can't, for some reason, it won't let me type at the bottom. Don't ask me why. Oh, there it is. I'm just going to put here. Oops, don't ask me why won't it do that. No more questions, guys. Yeah. Sorry. I just have to put that there because I can't continue. My back's going to give in. Right, so I've got fervent. I want to know about the intentions of this young lady. Right, let's have a look. Whoops. I'm going to actually draw the heart card because that's about the love, and then we'll look at either side of it. Actually, yeah, the heart. I was just thinking. Right, love. Oh, there's the heart. Okay. 1, 2, then 1, 2. I actually feel really mixed about this, fervent. And the reason I am is we've got chair and lion, because your heart's that direction. That's really interesting because lion would tell me yes, male, your brother, and the chair would tell me yes, he feels comfortable. But as far as looking there, mask tells me there's something that you need to investigate more. It's almost like there's something you're not seeing. And frog there would tell me again, very fickle natured type person. And when I look at that, I'd say she's very fickle, and it's not a great feeling to have. I'd look at that and say there's something that's screaming probably at you that your brother's not seeing, because there it's almost like he's in love and blind and to the obvious. But mask and frog would tell me restless young girl, but there's things that need to be said. So I am cautious of that. Cain. Is there something that she's wanting from your brother or from your family? The reason I ask that is Cain is, what is it that she's there for? So it's like she's leaning on him too much, or too reliant on him, or too reliant on the family. So I'd say trust your gut here. There's something more still to discover. So sorry about that, but yeah, I don't feel all warm and fuzzy, as we say here. So Miriam. So, Miriam Harold, wanting to look at your career. Right. I'm just using my mini Alice deck. I love Alice. She's always handy. Why have I got cards upside down? I've got some upside down and some not. Yeah. Right. Looking at career, I'm going to pull out the Tower because Tower is the career symbol in T. And let's have a look what's in front and what's behind. So, Tower. You're looking at change. There would tell me you need change in your career. Tower's going to the right. And the reason I say that is Rose and Mouse would tell me stress in your career. The Rose here is feminine energy, which tells me it may be someone you're connected to in either work or business that may be causing the stress here. The Rose, as far as you, would tell me hold your head high. Always stay of high standard. The question mark and the tent, though, tells me you're a little bit cautious of whether to change and whether to change now. The tent would tell me don't make quick action just yet because it means sit, think, contemplate. Think of it as a think tank time or the invisibility cloak over you while you contemplate your next move. I just want to have a look and see what else is after this. Fish here would tell me you'll chase something that pays you better or more money because fish is a beautiful sign of money and abundance, but you still need to think about it. Tree also would tell me somewhere where you've got better growth opportunities or whether you see something that has a larger organisation or a bigger business deals. I'd say you're actually ready for change, but I would look at it and think it a little while and don't make an impulsive move. But I actually think 2023 is the year for you to change. So I'm not sure whether it's your own business or you work for somebody, but there would tell me good money and good money for growth. So either way, whether it's yours, your career or your business, these are still brilliant for you for money growth. So I hope that helps a little bit. And who have I got? Kate, about your event on the 8th of March. All right. That'll probably be on us before we know it. So let's have a look. Your event, I'm actually going to draw, I know you'll laugh at this, I'm actually going to draw teacups because I know you're a tea reader. So, teacups to before and after it. These are good for you. Because teacups being the event, and either way you look at it, they move in that direction. Ring here would tell me lots of positivity. The cherries mean, again, great abundance in multiple areas of your life, which tells me good for money, good for contacts, good for people. The ship here would still tell me work on something you need to do before the event because ship is business and I know you're in your own business. And the dog here would tell me, though, there's likely some good advice or somebody that you are close to and they may even be able to help support you on the day, even if they're the ones to grab you your lunches and your drinks in between any breaks. But these look great for you for your event on the 8th. I see no problem with any of these cards at all. So I think you'll have a lovely day, International Women's Day. So, but lots of good contacts and something very good that'll benefit you in the future as well that's coming out of it. So they're quite good. Cindy Burnett, what's going on for you for 2023? So I'm just going to actually lay out a straight 5 because we don't sort of have a card that's card about the year itself. Yeah, I'll just lay out a straight 5. So you need to have something where you're either planning a trip or planning some event out. Camel means lots of hard work that you put in. The book here would tell me either get tickets or something in paperwork in your hands. There would tell me some joy and celebrations with some close people to you. Ring tells me stay focused and stay very driven, because at the end of the day, the ring is what's the most precious commodity to you is you. The ship here would tell me some sort of trip or travel plans. Both of these here would tell me some sort of travel for you for 2023. But again, you've got really good cards for 2023. I do like them. So I hope that helps a wee bit. And I've got Lee Edwards about career. So, oh, it's a high tea, Kate. That'd be fun. That would be lovely. So, no, that would be really nice. So, gosh, I haven't done high tea in so long. But then, like I said, last year was just such a rough year for me with all the different surgeries and things. Yeah, so... oh, he's got money and lifestyle. She's using him for fervent. I can see that a mile off. There's something he's not seeing. It's almost like he's love struck and his stars in his eyes, but there's something that's still wrong about that girl. There's something wrong. Now I have Lee Edwards, which is career 23. Oh, yeah, we got the tower. So when we've got the card on the top, I actually take the 2 from the bottom. So, tower's this direction. Anchor here would tell me good security in probably what you are doing or where you are. But your tree here tells me, though, you need something more challenging, which tells me you need growth. Here behind it, you've got the mask and the question mark, which tells me wherever or whatever you've done either in the past, you haven't been kept in the loop clearly, because mask is what is hidden, and question mark here means someone's caused you to doubt yourself or your credentials of what you do. There, you tell me, stay where you are doing at the moment, but your tree would tell me you've got better growth outside of where you currently are. And I want to actually focus on this. Lion tells me you've actually got very good managerial skill set, because Lion in career tells me management roles, mid-tier levels, so it's like managers, supervisors and so on. And tree would tell me look at a job that you've got more managerial or more responsibilities to get the growth of where you're going. Butterfly again would tell me somewhere that gives you more joy. Can't help but feel here something isn't right, but you are looking better for the future than what you've been through. And I'd look at that and say, look at going through some changes, but I would say caution in rushing into the changes. I would look at doing them slowly and when it feels right for you. Yeah, so I hope that helps a little bit, Lee. Sula Abderis, you're looking at overseas trip for this year. Now, overseas will be the ship, so we'll have a look and see what that is. What a little minx, fervent. That's terrible. Oh, you go and rest, darling. So, yes, I'm standing through it. I can't stand for much longer because I've only got a couple more people there. Like I thought, I just wanted to talk at the front of the video about when, as a reader, when you got to deliver rough news. So views have come in late. If you go back to the start of the video when I finished, I'm talking as a reader when you've got as we call them, a shit sandwich to deliver to a client. How you word it, what you do and how you action it is vital to that person's well-being. Sula, looking at overseas. So I'm going to pull out the ship because that's the travel card for overseas. And let's see what's coming. I actually wanted to go and check out Europe and UK if I can this year, but I'm not sure yet. I'll wait and see. It's a bit hard to know whether it's doing the right thing. So 2 cards before, 2 cards after, and then we've got the cross and we've got the balloon. You've got a cross right in front of your ship, Solar, which tells me delays. It's almost like, yes, you are wanting to go. I can see these things here, which you're either looking at travelling either with family or may look at some sort of family or distant relatives. Friend or the dog there would tell me, are you going alone or are you looking at going with a friend? Because that's not a bad plan if you do take someone with you. But the cross and the ship looking directly at it would tell me, don't book anything in the immediate future. I would look at those and say, err on the side of caution. Because balloon could tell me if you book too quickly, you could end up with some stress. So I would say err on the side of caution. I don't see it as a no, but I'd look at that and say you may need to delay it a little bit. So if you were looking at, say, April, you might need to delay it till, I don't know, August. But I don't see a dead stop no. To get a dead stop no there, we would have had a sword. But that would tell me you might get some delays as you go. So think about it, research it a bit more. So, but not in the immediate. Heading to bed though. Oh, lovely. Thank you for joining me at 2 a.m. in the morning, Jenny. I know it's a terrible time of day. I've got to think about what I'm going to cook for dinner. It's 10 to 8 at night. Although actually I tell a lie, I don't cook, Linus does. I've got a question for a new relationship, and it's for, I think I pronounce it Nikki, and about a new relationship. So I'm going to draw the card Heart to have a look at the relationship, and we will see what's going on. And where is that? Heart. Oh, yeah, Heart. Right. And we've got the book and chair. First of all, I'd look at that. Heart's moving this way. You've got your book and your chair in behind it, which tells me, yes, they probably feel very comfortable. Book in relationship would tell me two things. There's still a lot of things to discover about the person. You may have met them online or just corresponding by message or text, as in the written form. Future here, the rose tells me passion with a relationship and does tell me there is growth opportunities. But you've got the mouse here, which tells me what is it that keeps interfering in this new relationship. And a mouse can be all sorts of absolutely stupid stresses that need dealing with. And it's almost like small stresses, but you still got decent growth there. I just want to see what else is there. Oh, I like that with a relationship, because the ring here tells me this relationship does have commitment potential, but I just want to see some bugs ironed out of it first. I don't see here any rapid endings. I think you do have some future plans with this person, but you need to get the elephant out of the room. What is it that keeps interfering in the relationship? Just want one more. Somebody else keeps interfering in your relationship, because the tornado often means what blows in will leave quickly, which means who is it that's in your partner's ear? Is it somebody that keeps feeding them stupid things? Is it somebody who keeps telling them you're not the right one? But there would tell me you need to work through some bugs to see what it is that's a problem in this relationship. But it does have passion, and you've got commitment potential here, which is really nice to see in a relationship reading. So I hope that helps a little bit. And they've got Yanni, who we will know what Vincent's intentions are. And I will draw out, just thinking intentions, and actually I'll drop everything. I'm actually going to draw the ring card out, because that's about long-term intentions. Sorry, I've just dropped everything. And nothing on the floor, thank goodness, because I still can't bend to pick up. I'm actually still in a back brace, which I still will be for some time. So let's have a look at Vincent's intentions. And I'm going to draw out the ring, and let's see. What's his intentions? Hang on, them two are upside down. Right. And ring. 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 Okay, ring. Right, passion. And you've got mermaid. There would tell me he's probably been through some pretty shitty, stressful relationships because these are behind the ring. When you see them behind the ring, it tells me about his past or his intentions. Lion is masculine. There is mouse, which is stress, which tells me, yes, he's a strong male, but he also has a very vulnerable side to him. When I look at future intentions, these are actually lovely because you've got rose, which is passion, love, and romance, and you've got mermaid, which tells me beauty and dreams and loving things. The mermaid too is very important, though, that you know his intentions are real and can be backed up. And so if he promises something, make sure he follows through with it, because that's very important when it comes to the mermaid. The bird here would tell me, though, communication could be better, because it means, though, you need to talk more. You need to open up more and a lot more there. So I'd say improve the communication, but I don't see he's got bad intentions there at all. I'd say he's had really shitty relationship in the past. So you are probably something that's very fresh. Oh, that's interesting. Your ex keeps wanting you back. So that is very interesting. You need to work out, is that what you want? So often they are exes for a reason, and I always say, if you've been around the block already with the person, do you want to go around the block again with them is the biggest question of all. So yeah, not talking since 31st. That's a long time, so you need to find out what stopped the communication. So now I did see a lucky last question there from Sandy. Will she own a Victorian house in Finsbury, Islington, London? So we'll go to house. So house. And you've got your monkey and you've got your tree. I'd look at this at the moment, Sandy, and say no. And the main reason is the key is sitting behind the house. And the question there is the doubts in sitting behind it. Monkey and tree, though, would tell me there could be a bargain that does come up because you've got tree, but monkey is fickle. So it's sort of sometimes will tell you yes and sometimes it will tell you no. But the fact that the key's behind it tells me not at the moment. Your tent there would tell me stay where you are currently, because tent means temporary abode that is comfortable for you. And your scales there would tell me some sort of contract or documents, but I would look at that and say not in the immediate future. So I would say sit tight for a little bit longer. So, because it's almost like you may have missed the boat at the moment. And I would say stick it out a bit longer and reassess it again further down the track, because I think that's the thing, is it's not quite ready. So, but I just want to say thank you, guys. And I'll show you what I've been making. I haven't done anything, and people are laughing at me. I know Linus has a big laugh at me. And they're not voodoo dolls. That is a goddess doll. And these people think are voodoo dolls. But voodoo dolls, they're actually called poppets. And poppets actually, that's the boyfriend one or the ex one, poppets actually have no negative connotations to them. And what they are designed is, they are designed for your intentions to represent an individual, and you sit, you meditate, and the idea is tag locks is if you can have either a lock of hair or some property of the person. But modern day people, you don't. You simply sit with it, meditate, and allow the intentions of that person to come into it. And people say, yeah, you want to stick pins in them and all the rest, but these pins are for certain colours, have certain reasons. And the black is protection, the blue is for emotions, green is for peace, harmony and the heart, red is for passion and romance, and white is the purity of soul. And a lot of people use poppets for Reiki things, like using or manifestations for Reiki. And you could even say this could be, I don't know, a work colleague who you feel has been a bit nasty to you. And you may look at it and say, you want black, you want this person protected, number one, but it's important too, the blue, that you want good and peaceful words to come through from this person, and you want them to come through passionately with words. You want white for their purity of thoughts to come through, and the green in the heart would tell me to bring about peace. So that's similar, simple way of looking at your manifestations when you are using poppets. And this one is just the goddess, same principles. That one is a general poppet. This one I specifically made for broken hearts, in how to heal your heart. So where you've had an ex that's given you all sorts of grief and so on. And again, the coloured pins all mean something for a reason. So they're new in the Etsy store as well. And he's even got stitches on the back of his head. She's got stitches down the back, stitches down the back of the head. What else have I put in new? The other new things I've listed is velvet Alice in Wonderland bags. It's just Alice. And these fit the tinned curiosity kits, but they also fit the card decks and the book and everything in them as well. So, but thanks guys for stopping by, and I am now going to sit down because my back has had enough. But thanks for stopping by anyway, and it's been lovely to touch base with you all, and let's hope that 2023 is a really good year for everybody. So bye for now, guys.